Welcome to the second video of interactive dashboard series. In the last video we learnt about one of the most powerful tool called Power Query, which helped us to create or combine three different tables in one single table. And we also learned how to create connection with data models, and we have added all these three tables into our data models and added them to work on PowerPivot. In this video, we will deep dive into PowerPivot and we will learn how to create dashboard. So let's start. So since we have already added all these tables into our data model, if I click on this option called Manage Data Model, this is called PowerPivot window. This is the measure grid. Here we create formulas and use them while creating pivot tables. If you click on this diagram view, this will open up the diagram view of this table, and all the table and their headers is being listed here. Now before creating the connection, let's understand which are the fields we are going to connect. For example, if you click on this option, this is order ID and the same should be related to the returns. So by matching these two columns, we can find out which all are the orders which got returned. And again, in the employees table, there are persons and their region being mentioned here. So we can find out based on the region which is mentioned here and see which all are the employees who were responsible for each of these territories. So if you go again to manage option, we can see that order ID should get related to order ID. So this is how we create connection. We just drag order ID into this order ID option and just leave it. Similarly, we will connect region with region. Let's find out where it is. Yeah. Next step is hide the field which are not useful. Okay, for example, all the primary and foreign keys are not useful. For just right click on that and click on this hide from client tool. Done. Let's go to data view. Now that we have created the connection with our data model and created our relationship as well with each other, we can now create calculated columns to find out what all are the products which got returned and the products which got delivered. So basically the idea is we will use a function just like VLOOKUP to find out or fetch the value from order return table whether it got returned or not. So first thing is I'll double click here, change the name to returned. Let's start by typing equals to related. This is similar to VLOOKUP and we want to fetch from order return table. So this is how it is mentioned here. So order return is the name of the table and in square bracket the name of the column is written. So I want the value from return. So I'll tab, bracket close, enter. But I want one modification here. I want to know if the product is delivered or not. So if it is yes, it got returned, and if it is no, it got delivered. So we can use if function here just like Excel. So I'll type if bracket start, the complete value equals to inverted comma yes. So if it is true, then it means it got returned. So it will fetch the value returned, comma, or else it got delivered. If this related function fetch yes, then it returned, or else it got delivered, the product got delivered. Enter. Done. Next thing is let's create measure. Measure are the calculated fields which we create to use it throughout our report. We will see the application in a while. So let's create one and then we will use it. So for example, let's say we want to create what is the total sales and what is the total profit we generated. So let's type total sales. So this is how we write. This is called measure grid, and we start by naming the measure total sales, and after naming the measure I'll type colon equals to, this colon equals to is the wall. So in the left side name is assigned and in the right side the calculation is assigned. So let's start by typing sum, sum, bracket start. I want it to sum up sales from master data, bracket close, enter. Second is total profit, colon equals to sum profit, bracket close, enter. Now select both of them, change the number format. Now let's create pivot tables and use these measures and see how it is useful. So I'll click on home tab, pivot table. This will ask you whether you want to create one new worksheet. So yes, I want to. Let's bring the field list here. Now you can see these three tables having a separate icon here, which actually are the tables that were added in our data model. Now the benefit of creating a data model is that we can access table from employee region in rows and let's say sales from master data. So we can use cross-functional field throughout the data model. This is the benefit of using pivot table. What is the benefit of creating measures? So if you expand master data, you can see there are two measures that we have created. It is specified or prefixed by fx. Now if you drag total sales in values area, it will show you the same result as the sum of sales that we have created. So we have used sales just like Excel we used to create pivot table. We used to drag fields from table only, but it is not recommended. Okay, so whenever we drag anything from field list and let's say the sum of sales, or let's do some modification here. So let's go to field list, field setting, and let's bring count. Okay, or let's change this to again average or max or whatever you want. Okay, now if you go to let's say pivot table manage, and if you go to advanced and just highlight this show implicit measures, you will see that whatever measures that we have created, all of them have created new measures here which were not needed actually. And one more limitation is you can't actually modify them. So if you click here, you see the whole function is grayed out, unlike these two measures that we have created which you can modify, change the number format and all. You can't change anything out of them. So if it is possible, create your own measure and use them throughout the report. So let's delete them all. So let's right click, delete from model, done. So we have only two measures here. I'll head back to pivot table and I'll use total sales. So we have created one pivot table. Let's change the look. So I'll go to design tab, report layout, show tabular form. You can change the look also. So I'll select this one, done. Now it's time to create the charts and pivot table and go ahead with dashboard. I will create all the charts and pivot table here in row worksheet, and in the dashboard worksheet I will bring all the charts here and create the dashboard. I have listed down all the colors that I will be choosing. There may be some other colors that I may choose. I will list down the color code of that. First of all, I'll remove all grid lines. So I'll go to view and untick this grid line. Now it is blank. I need a background. So for that, I'll go to PowerPoint. And I have one image that I have downloaded from Pixabay. Just paste it here. I'll share the link in the description. So now I'll decrease the brightness of this image. So I'll go again, click on this icon. This will open up format picture and go for this and decrease the brightness to 80%. Just work along and see which one fits. I'll select, right click here, save as picture, and let it be, let's call it JPEG. I'll again go to Excel and go to page layout, background from a file. So I'll browse, I'll bring this one. Yeah, this looks cool. Now I'll go back to row work, and the first bar chart I will be creating based on this. Insert, you can go to recommended chart, and whatever chart is recommended will be shown here. I'll go with bar chart. There are a lot of clutters that I don't like, so I'll remove them because they will actually make our chart messy, so I don't need them. I will delete all of them. I'll delete the title as well, and as well as the grid line. I need a background which is transparent, so I'll control 1, no fill, border, no fill. I'll click on the bar, and in this option the gap width will be, let's say, 40%. Now it's looking cool. Let's squeeze it down. Now it is good. I need this to be colored, so I'll select the bar again, go to format option. I need a color which is gradient, so I'll select gradient fill, and there are 2 colors I need, so I'll delete all these 2. The right side, let's go for this one. No, the left side I'll go for this one, and in the direction I'll choose left to right. It's good. Now only thing is I need labels, so I'll click this option, data label, click on this option again and push it inside end. I'll change the font color to something light, so let it be white. This one should also be white, and just cut it here and paste it. So first chart is done. Secondly, we are going to create one donut chart. I'll select the complete pivot table, paste it here, and go to field list. I need a chart which will define how many product got returned and how many product got delivered. So I'll select return in rows area and as well as in values area. It will give us the count of total number of delivered and returned data. I'll select the cell, insert, and I'll select the donut chart. I'm not a big fan of pie charts. I use donut chart whenever there is 2 variables, and instead of using pie chart I use bar chart or column chart. I'll remove the background, border and color. So there are 2 colors that I'm going to choose for this particular area. I will be choosing a gradient color, and I have chosen 2 different colors. So let's change this. I'll select the green one first, and in the right side I'll select neon blue color. This looks good. Now this part, if you select second time, it will get selected. For this I'll choose a solid color, and it will be a bit grayish. Next I'll create one text box here which will show the number of delivered products. So I'll go to insert, illustrator, shapes, text box, create one here. I'll go to formula bar equals to, and I need this one. Okay, and if I press enter, this won't work because there is this limitation that you can't refer any value other than the headers. So for this I'll do some tricks. Equals to, I'll first refer this one. So it is actually looking for row work sheet and E3. Now we need F4, so just hard coded here, $4, enter, done. Center it, increase the size to, let's say, 30. Now select the text box and the chart, shape format, group, cut this and paste it here. Now let's create a waterfall chart. I'll select the cell, this is the new way, press Alt and VD and enter. I'll bring a region in the rows area. From master data I'll bring total profit, and let's change the design to this one, and again go to design, report layout, tabular form, done. Now if I go to insert and create the chart the waterfall chart, you will see this message saying that you can't create a pivot chart using PivotTable. I don't know why this, but you have to make some adjustment to make it happen. So I'll copy this particular column here and I'll create one new table which will refer all the data from this pivot table, so that if it updates, this will also get updated. Okay, so I'll select this one, copy, paste it here. I'll use VLOOKUP to grab all the data here. So lookup value will be this, comma, table array, complete rip, and F4 to freeze this, comma, column index will be 2, and exact match, bracket close, enter. Drag it down till the end, Control A to select all of them, Alt HBA. Now I need to format this, select the complete column and decrease the decimal points, done. If I go to insert tab, recommended chart, go to all chart, waterfall chart. Now you can create the waterfall chart from here only. I'll delete all these clutters. Chart title I don't need, this one also I don't need. I need this axis, and also I need this to be total, so x-axis, it should cover the complete axis. Okay, so for that I'll select the second time, press Ctrl 1 and just tick on this. Also I'll decrease the gap width to, let's say, 5%. Let's squeeze it down, and I don't need these grid lines. I also don't need the colors on the background and the border. I need all these data values to be inside, so I'll go for data labels and inside end, and I'll need change the color to, let's say, white. Okay, now it's time to change the colors, all the bars. So I'll select the bar, all of them, go for gradient fill, let's say this one, and a darker blue one. And for this, if I select second time and change the color as well, so I'll go change the direction and done. Cut, paste it here. So we have created 3 charts here. Fourth chart is sales trend line. So I'll again go to row work. For this we need a column with date on it. So I'll again press Alt and VD, enter. I'll bring order dates in the rows area. I don't need quarters, I don't need order date, I only need year and month. Okay, now let's bring sales in the values area. Now select the cell, go to insert, recommended chart. I need a line chart. Let's delete these things. Done. So we have created a line chart. You can also change the trend line. So I'll select the trend line and let's change the color to something light. The next chart is map chart, and just like waterfall chart, we won't be able to create map chart using PivotTable. So we will go the hard way again. I'll copy this, paste it here, bring the field list, and now let's take out region outside, and I will create the map chart based on state. So So let's take region outside, and I need state wise profit. As you guessed, I'll have to create one more table just like this one. So I'll copy this, paste it here, copy this as well, use the VLOOKUP function, comma, complete table, control backspace, F4 to freeze this, comma, 2, comma, false, bracket close, enter. Let's take it down. I'll select the complete table, go to insert, map. Let's delete this one. I don't need the legend as well. Now let's format this. Press Ctrl 1, no fill, no border. I'll again select this area, and this particular icon will come. I'll expand this, and in the map area I'll show only the region with data. So if there is no data, it won't be shown. So for example, this particular area is not getting highlighted because there is no data for this. Okay, similarly I'll select this and I'll go for map labels, and you can either show all the labels of the regions, or you can go for best fit only. So I'll go for show all, and I'll also expand this and change the lower and higher value color. So let's change this to, let's say, something lighter one, and for this I'll go for a dark blue. Cool. So the ones with darker color having more sales than the ones with a lighter one. Okay, now let's cut this and paste it here. So we have created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charts. So there are few fields that we want to show. Let's copy this, paste it here, and go for field list. And I don't need returns, I don't need this. Let's bring total sales and one more. So I'll copy this, paste it here. This time let's bring total profit. Now I'll create some fields here which will show total sales and this total profit here. So for this, let's create one text box. Formula bar, go type equals to, refer the cell, first the header, and then change this to content. So now it is showing the total sales. Now let's format this. 20 will be fine. Railway italic. I don't need any background, I need white color. Remove the border of this, and let's duplicate this by selecting and pressing Ctrl D, and let's adjust. I'll call this total sales. Ctrl A to select the complete. Go to home and decrease the size to, let's say, 11. Let's adjust the size of this text box. Select both of them, go to shape format, align, center. Again I'll go to group and group them. Now I need a border around this, so I'll again go to shape, and this is the border. But yeah, I don't need any color inside, I need only border, so I'll select any border color. Let's call this one. I'll again select the complete group that I have created, and let's zoom it in. Okay, I'll select the border and the group, align center, align middle, group, done. I also need total profit, so I'll duplicate this, bring it here, total profit. And for this, let's ungroup this first. For this, I'll change this to K6. So this is K6. Just type K6 here. Done. Now it is actually is in black color, so I'll have to change the color. So looking good. Now that we have done with the charts, let's create slicer. So for that, let's go to row work, select any chart. Let's select this one, go to insert and bring one slicer. I need two slicer actually. So first one should be category and the second one is years. Press OK, select both of them, select any of the design and make a duplicate, and let's call it custom design or something. Again select this, make it default. Now one by one I'll have to change the format of this. First is whole slicer, format that. In the field option, let's fill it with black. I don't need any border, and in the font I need white color. Okay, first one is done. So in the upside it is black. Again I'll go to header, format. I need the font color to be white, no border. I don't need any border. Fill with black color. Okay, the third one, which is selected item with data. So I'll again select the third one, format, and in the background the color with something different. So let's change this to neon blue. Press OK, press OK. I'll again go to modify this one and go for unselected item with data, format that. So I'll format this as well. So I'll select the color as, let's say, white, no border, font will be black. Okay, okay. So if I select this one, all of them become black and white. Go again, modify that. Hovered selected item. So this is something yellowish color which is coming. So let's change this, white with black background. Okay, okay. Similarly for these two also, modify hover unselected item with data, format, and the color will be same, white with black background and no border. Okay, okay. So let's bring both of them in the dashboard. Now if you select any of them, it will only reflect this particular chart. I want this to get reflected all over the dashboard. So for this I'll have to report the connection. So select one of them, go to slicer, report connection, select all of them. Okay, again for this as well, select all of them and done. Now as soon as you click any of them, all the data that you are seeing get reflected. So I'll change the number of rows here. So for this one, let's go to slicer, number of row columns will be 3, enter. Let's expand this. Perfect. One more thing, I don't need this order date here because it is self-explanatory. Okay, so just right click, slicer setting, hide items with no value, and also don't display any header. For this also we need 3 different columns. So again increase the column to 3, expand this, and if you want you can remove the header as well. Perfect. Now it's time to adjust all of them. I'll select this and these 2 slicers by pressing Ctrl key. Okay, so just hold Ctrl key and select all these 4. Go to shape format, align, I'll align center first and then distribute vertically. Now let's use arrow key to move it on the left side. Perfect. Okay, and now I need titles to be shown here. So for that I'll copy this, or let's duplicate this by pressing Ctrl D. You can go to shape format, and in the group you will find this option called ungroup. I have actually moved this button here. You can also move that. So I'll just click on this and ungroup all of them. Delete. I'll also delete this, all the everything. Yeah, just keep it here. So I'll press Ctrl 1 and in the fill option go for gradient color. Let's remove all these things. So the first color will be, say, violet, and the right one will be neon blue, and let's change the direction to this one. And also I don't need any border, so no line. Just one last thing is, just click on this and send backward once, and then move the content inside, select both of them and group. Now you can write whatever title you want and put in the perfect place. I hope you like the video. If you have any question or any new topic that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Have a great day.